Hey, it's Alyssa.
It's Kassie.
Welcome back to another Saving Tales with Kassie and Alyssa in East Peoria this week with Ryena. Kassie will talk more about her in a few minutes here. And I said I was going to point, and I pointed again, Kassie. So this is our second take because we always do too. We just wanted to do a quick podcast and kind of go over stuff. We know we were out last week, but we're back live this week with a ring light, the fancy TikTok mics, and a little clicker when it wants to work. So this week, starting out with talking about Cat and Caterpillar. Kassie and I are both the children of retired Caterpillar employees. So,
ADM, actually.
oh, ADM for you? Okay.
Mhm.
Caterpillar for me, 3 generations. So, Caterpillar here. Cat is celebrating a big anniversary, and they are doing a 10-to-1 cat match for their foundation for all current employees. So if everyone even gave the $25 minimum donation, that would help us tremendously because they're doing a 10-to-1 match, and that money will go quick. So that starts tomorrow. Please consider donating to Pet Pack Rescue. Our PayPal is paypal.me/petpackrescue, and put in for your cat match so that we can hopefully get some money to help save some more dogs. So cat match, thank you Caterpillar Foundation for doing this to help all the nonprofits out there that will benefit. Um, Moving on from there, we're going to talk about the undesirables. So do you want to talk about your little undesirable here?
Yeah, so Ryena joined us last month. She came from our partners at Chicago Animal Control. She's 13 years old and was dropped off at the shelter as an owner surrender. We don't know much about her backstory, but what we do know is that she came in and had pyometra. So at 13 years old, she had to be spayed, um, actually, an emergency spay at one of our vet partners. And she's been hanging out at my house ever since. She also had a pretty rough case of kennel cough that she came in with, and then we found that she has a heart murmur. So she is considered an undesirable, meaning not that we don't want her, but she's just not likely going to be adopted unless there's a special place out there for her with someone that has just a soft spot for the oldies. So until then, she's going to be hanging out at my house with me and my crew, and she's comfortably settling in. If you can't tell us, she's sitting here snoring.
So the undesirables actually just received a grant. So there will be more of a formal announcement on their website. But thank you to Emma Loves Dogs. Emma was a little girl that loved helping animals, and her goal was to work with them when she grew up. Unfortunately, she developed cancer as a child and passed away from that. So her family, in her passing, has started a foundation where they give grants to various different organizations to help out animals in need. And so they granted us a $2,000 grant to help with the care of our undesirables. And again, it's not a negative connotation for us because they are very desired by us. They're just dogs that likely will not be adopted, or if they are adopted, will be special placement. So Ryena, as Kassie mentioned, is one of them. We also have Larry, who actually won the grant for us. His cute little picture will be on the Facebook page with the check. He is a 17-year-old dog that came to us from Waukegan Animal Control, and he basically is just not adoptable because of age. He gets hot spots. His health is actually pretty good, pretty expensive dental, but he's doing well. We have Truby, who is a kennel release dog. She does well in her foster home as well as can be expected. She never was treated like a dog, so they can only hold her if she's in her kennel. She does run up to her foster parents, which happen to be my parents, and she will lick their leg. Loves other dogs, but is not a dog that can be handled by other people. We have Victoria, who again does well with the pack at the foster home and loves her foster parents most of the time, but has a hard time transitioning. So she will likely be with Mike and Amber until the time comes where they have to make the decision. But she's pretty young, so she's doing well. And then we have Midas, and Midas has aortic stenosis, which is managed with medication. Average life expectancy is about 3 to 5 years with that. He also has bilateral hip dysplasia, not candidate for surgery at this time, but does take a monthly injection, which is around $100 per injection. So not an easy thing to take on. His foster family is wonderful with him, and he is technically adoptable, but it has to be with a family that is going to understand and be willing to take on those medical costs. So we do have a couple of dogs in our program, and we do thank Emma Loves Dogs for sending us that grant to help us with those dogs. We also received the Community Foundation grant for the Central Illinois Community Foundation, We received a portion of that last year as well. This year it's a 2-year cycle, so we'll receive $2,000 this year and $2,000 next year. That money goes specifically to spay and neuter of our dogs in our program. It is not cheap to spay and neuter a dog, and our average cost for adoption on a healthy puppy is between $500 and $600 to get them completely vetted, dewormed, and fixed. The spay neuter is obviously a huge chunk of that cost. So the $2,000 that we were gifted from the foundation will help to cover the spay and neuter of several of the dogs that we adopt out. Our adoption fees are between $250 and $450, so we don't break even on adoptions, which is why we fundraise and rely on grant funding to help us to save lives. I think that you're up next with upcoming puppy yoga.
So I just want to add one thing to that, though. Our undesirable dogs fall perfectly into our mission statement of we can, we will, we must. So just wanted to add that in there.
That's a good ad. So,
so
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Upcoming. We have several events. We actually are booked through July
24th. We have something every weekend.
Through July 24th. And that's been a couple weeks going already. So very exciting. We're out in the community. We're building our name and just trying to make connections with everybody and get our dogs adopted. We've got puppy yoga coming up June 21st, which we're super excited about.
June 1st.
Oh, yeah, June 1st. You said 21st earlier and it threw me off. So June 1st, we have puppy yoga. We are doing it at a new location this time with our new partners, Doodlekins Bakery. We're very excited about that. That's going to be in Morton. How much are those tickets?
So we're doing a summer reduction. Usually it's $35 a ticket for puppy yoga, but because it's a new location and it's the summer, we're charging $30 per person for you to get your fill of puppy breath. It will be at the same time, so on a Sunday from 12 to 1, or 1 to 2, sorry, 1 to 2. You can visit our website, www.petpackrescueinitiative.com, and purchase tickets for that. We've already sold a couple, so get your tickets soon. We will have a lot of puppies there, like a lot.
A lot.
We have 18 puppies coming in the next 2 weeks, and then we also have the 4 puppies that are from Jules's litter that did survive the fading puppy syndrome, and they're doing great. We'll have updates on them on the Facebook page this week. And we have, I think we counted about 10 other puppies currently in the program, although we do have a ton of dogs of all ages, sizes, breeds, things like that. 50 dogs last month, and I think Kassie and I just said we hit 51. I think
we're at 51.
Yeah.
And the month isn't over, so doing big things over here.
So that being said, we have 18 puppies coming in. We do have some fosters lined up, but that means we need
puppy fosters. So, for those of you that aren't familiar with how fostering works, this is a great opportunity to talk about what exactly fostering means. So we provide all supplies, food, crate, puppy pads, collar, leash, anything that you would need to have puppies, we supply it for our fosters. We cover all the vetting. What else?
We have supportive groups. So Kassie and I both run a foster home chat that you can join when you're in the program, and we have a private foster home page just for fosters and volunteers. And then specifically for our puppies, we just started this last week something called the Barking Brigade, because they're puppies and they make noises. And you wouldn't imagine how much we talk about puppy poop, actually, because puppies come in with positive fecals. And so we talk about how we handle different situations like puppy poop. And we do, a lot of our dogs do stay with us until adoption, which can be up to a month or 2, or sometimes a little longer if they're adults. With young puppies, usually they'll move foster to adopt if the foster home has fostered with us for a little bit. We do ask our new fosters to see the puppy through usually the first and second round of shots and getting them fixed until they're adopted at about 12 weeks, maybe a week, give or take, either way. But then we do ask them to do that because foster to adopt entails having to be the communication person, and for a new foster, that's a lot. We do like foster to adopt, though, because it allows a family to take in a dog and let them acclimate with them a little bit longer. It also frees up our foster homes to take on other dogs in need. So fostering is very needed. Visit our website, www.petpackrescueinitiative.com, if you'd like to join the pack. We do try to support our fosters so that we can save more lives.
Another event we have coming up is trivia. It's called Sit Stay Trivia. We've partnered with Alexander Steakhouse. They will be hosting for us. It's going to be $40 a person, and that's going to be October 16th. We're super excited for this event. It's one of the biggest fundraising things we've done so far as a rescue. So get your tickets for that, and we're looking forward to seeing all of you and seeing this event be a huge success.
And we thank the Rady family for sponsoring the heavy hors d'oeuvres and the soda and water that come with the ticket. If you would like to have an adult beverage, that is a possibility. It is just open bar for that. So as Kassie said, we're really excited. It's one of the bigger events we've done. We do have some other really cool ideas in the works, but if you know us, we like to hide in the shadows till we're ready to actually come forward with that. That being said, we will tell you that we are moving. We don't know exactly when yet, hopefully in the next month or so, but we do have a new office location picked out and some ideas for how we want to set that space up. So our board of directors is really excited about it, and more on that, and maybe we'll give you a before and after tour once we have 100% secured the space.
And thank you to our supporters for that. Without you, we wouldn't have found this lead. So thank you.
We'd like to thank Pity Clothing Company. Ryena is rocking the House Hippo pajamas. So they donated a few outfits for our dogs and our care. So thank you to them for that. And Kassie just brought the Max and Neo box.
Yep. So thank you, Max and Neo. For anybody that's not familiar with Max and Neo, they do leashes, collars, things like that. Definitely check them out. Not only do they help support rescues, but they are a great brand.
And then Kassie has a new t-shirt shop going.
Yeah. So we decided we wanted to see more of our logos out in the community, and people have been asking us for t-shirts for a long time. So we have a t-shirt shop that is in progress, but should be up by the end of this week.
So if you'd like to follow along, we are on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Shout out to Jill for doing our TikTok for us. I do most of the other social, which is hit or miss, but it's pretty fun to do sometimes. So follow us on there, and then visit our website, www.petpackrescueinitiative.com, for further updates. Last thing we'd like to shout out, coming up May 16th is our Kyle Reif Jeep Jive. We are not the hosts of it, but we are the recipients of anything that is made this year. Chad is fantastic to work with, so visit jeepjive.com to sign up for the Jeep Crawl, which is $35, and that includes your t-shirts. Afterwards, they will be at the Pekin VFW. It is an open event. Anyone can come. Does not cost you money, just if you want to get a t-shirt. It is dog friendly as well. So they will have food trucks, vendors, and live music, which I heard last year was fantastic. So we're looking forward to that. We will have a booth with adoptable dogs at it as well. So jeepjive.com for that. And then next week on Saturday, we are in El Paso at Java, which is a coffee shop in their little downtown area. Really cute and fun. We'll have adoptable dogs there. And as Kassie said, we have an event every single weekend through July 24th. We love community partnerships, and we are making some new ones, which has been pretty exciting for us as a little rescue and as we continue to grow. So thank you for joining us this week. I know it's kind of a wet and dreary day, but we hope you have a fantastic Easter and time to celebrate with your family if you celebrate Easter. Stay dry on this fun day. And coming to you from East Peoria, Alyssa
and Kassie
signing off, and we'll talk to you next time.